I made a video a few months ago talking about how I'm going to get into the best shape of my life this year. But if I'm being truthful, I haven't had much movement and really haven't made much progress. But I finally made one decision that is allowing me to actually see progress and make the movement it is that I want to make. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And like I mentioned in the first clip, I finally made a decision that would help me get into the best shape of my life this year. Now, gotta obviously address this, just donated blood, so let's ignore them. But that decision is, I decided to hire a coach, and not just any coach, not just a regular bodybuilding coach that teaches you macros, trainings, and the basics, right? Nothing wrong with that. I specifically hired a health coach that would help me out with my overall health in the sense of my gut, my thyroid, my energy levels, and really just me getting back to feeling 110%. Because truthfully, I haven't felt my best in quite some time. Been dealing with some gut issues, some hormone issues as well, because they all stem from your gut, and it really just hasn't been fun. Because of that, I've been dealing with low energy, low motivation, a low drive, and really just frustrated trying to figure it out, because that's what I was trying to do, was trying to figure it out on my own. And eventually got tired of that, and I was like, you know what? Let's reach out for some help. Let's get some actual professional guidance so I can put my focus elsewhere, and that is what we've been doing. Now, I've worked with this coach in the past before, and I know his philosophies and how he goes about things, and personally, it just works best with me. So now that we actually have a game plan on how I'm gonna get to the best shape of my life this year, there are gonna be some steps that are needed in order for that to happen, in the sense of getting just my body healthy, building a back up on metabolism, and then running into a deficit. So realistically at step one. But let's dive into step one and into what it is that I'm doing, what is it that I'm eating that's going to eventually allow me to get into better shape. Because even right now, even only a week in, I'm already seeing progress. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, like I mentioned, I'm already feeling so much better only just a week into this new diet and protocol that it is that we're doing. But this protocol is definitely a lot different than anything I've ever done before. Because essentially what we're doing is that we're cleaning up my gut, pretty much nuking it, to be completely honest with you, and allowing my body to actually heal my guts and get rid of bad bacteria and actually feel good, essentially. So it definitely has been a lot different than anything I've done in the past. I have somewhat done something similar to this, but not to the extent that I'm doing it, in the sense of the diet, the supplementation, and also some extra supplements that we're using as well. So to really just kind of dive into it, what we are doing is that we are eliminating the bad bacteria and healing the gut lining in my gut. Because what is happening is that there's a lot of bad bacteria, or biofilms is what they're called, and we're essentially cracking those open, getting rid of the bad bacteria in my gut, healing up the gut wall, because if not, that bad bacteria kind of seeps through and gets into your bloodstream, which kind of causes some neurotoxicity, where essentially you just don't feel good, you feel puffy, you feel inflamed, and it's a very weird feeling. So we're essentially just getting rid of all the bad bacteria that's in my gut. But with doing so, there's a ton of different supplements, herbal supplements specifically, that we are taking to kill off all this bad bacteria. Like all these supplements right here are just supplements that I'm taking pretty much on not a day-to-day basis, because we're kind of staggering them out and rotating them through, but pretty regularly. This protein is a detox protein, which is something very different that I've done before. I cannot lie, this detox protein kind of puts me on my butt, because it's pretty powerful in the sense of just detoxing my body, because it's loaded with a ton of different vitamins, minerals, and other health supplements as well. So it's a pretty fully loaded pre-workout protein powder. It is kind of relatively expensive as well, which is fine because it's getting the job done. But this is pretty much what I'm taking on a somewhat consistent basis. Now, I do have a lot of other supplements that I'm taking as well, in the sense of just some basic multivitamins, vitamins, minerals, some thyroid support. I am trying out BPC 157 to kind of help me out with my gut as well, because there's a lot of health benefits to this. It's a peptide in the pill form. And then I'm also taking, just to be transparent, retatrutide, which is another peptide that's very similar to Ozempic or an GLP-1, but it's a little bit stronger, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Just to be fully transparent. And the reason why we are doing that is because my low days that I'm doing on my diet are extremely low, in the sense of we're just not eating a lot of food right now to really heal my gut. And that has helped really turning down the food volume and me not struggling with any hunger, which is beneficial in this gut protocol. I will say I was pretty hesitant to take it, mostly because yes, there's gonna be side effects of taking it, which I kind of had a little bit of a higher dose and I already pulled back some just to kind of help mitigate that, just because I felt like my dopamine, just like the things that would normally make me happy, just like don't, and I didn't like that. But I was also hesitant in the sense of like, man, I don't want to discredit myself in the sense of, yes, I've had a big transformation. I've done a bodybuilding show, but I don't want people to look at me and be like, oh, well, he did this because of peptides. It's like, no, I'm just using this as a short-term tool to really dig myself deep into these low days, because there's 1,600 calorie low days, which if you know anything about counting macros and how big I am, that is not a lot of food. It's 90 grams of protein, 115 grams of fat, 50 grams of carbs. It's pretty much in ketosis, and it's not an easy thing to do, but the Retta is truly helping me, which has been a huge blessing. So that is what I mean whenever I say this is something different than I've ever done before. It's requiring me to be a lot more disciplined, a lot more patient, but it's been working so far because 1, I can use the bathroom, 2, I have consistent energy, and 3, I just overall feel better about myself. Now, since this is the approach that we're taking right now, what is going to be the next step forward that we're going to have to take in order for me to continue to get into the best shape of my life? We can talk about that here in a second, but for now, this is what it is that we're doing. We're monitoring my weight, obviously, because that's important. Monitoring my biofeedback in the sense of my gut, my energy levels, and just how I'm feeling. We'll eventually get some blood work done as well. Monitoring my training in the sense of not going too intense, in the sense of like not all out intensity, keeping things within a pretty restrictive 2 to 3 reps within reserve, which if you know anything about that, it's like 70 to 80%, just to make sure I'm not overdoing it and overdoing my immune system or just my adrenals in general, just trying to keep everything, my nervous system kind of a little down regulated, keep it calm, right? But that is what it is that we're doing right now. Now, the next step or next thing I want to talk about is why this is important to me and why getting into the best shape of my life really is a huge goal that I have for myself, and I'm determined to accomplish it. And it's not for reasons that most people would think so. So like I said, getting to the best shape of my life isn't what most people are thinking that it's gonna do for me, right? Like, yeah, it's cool to have abs, it's great for marketing, it's great for social media, doing a bodybuilding show potentially, which is something I've been thinking about. It's all cool, right? You get to step up on stage. But the true reason why I wanted to get into the best shape of my life is because 1, the voice in my head was like, hey, you need to do this. But 2, whenever I'm in better shape, everything in my life is just significantly easier. I can't explain it to you, but it truly is like a superpower. It's like everything in my life just becomes so easy and so regimented and so disciplined that it's like I can pretty much do anything. Because I know personally though, from experience, whenever I get into really good shape, whenever I'm extremely disciplined, like I said, all these things come with it, the discipline, the consistency, the hard work, but I also tend to attract things that I once didn't attract or that other people don't attract because I feel good about myself. So I know personally, man, that if I can feel great about myself, I know that greater things are going to be attracted to me because that is the energy that I'm putting out into this world. I know that may sound woo-woo, that sound like way out there, but I truly cannot explain it in anything other than that, because truthfully, it's been a few years since I've gotten into really good shape. I've gotten close a few times, but I hate saying the word self-sabotage, but I truthfully would just self-sabotage myself and go back to old patterns, in the sense of like, actually, I'm gonna take back that word self-sabotage. I would just put myself back in the old patterns, and I just did not like that. So this is much more than just the abs, the Instagram flex. This is for my life. This is for me wanting to get better and to show up better as a business owner, as an employee, as a friend, as a brother, as a son, I just want to show up better for myself. So that is why I'm excited to document this journey, because I truly just want to be able to show people, man, this is what happens when you take care of yourself. We live in a society that has it backwards, where they're like, I gotta take care of everyone else. I gotta take care of everything else. I gotta be at everything. And it's like, no, you don't have to do that. I will say as a disclaimer, I'm single, I don't have kids, so I really don't have anyone to be responsible for other than myself. But even I myself fell into that. I gotta do this for people. I wanna make people happy. I wanna do this, but it's like, man, that is such backwards thinking. You have to replace the word selfish and replace it with self-perseverance, because at the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save me. And that is why, like I said, I just wanna be able to show people this is what happens when you put yourself first and you make yourself a priority, regardless of what it is that you have going on in your life, because truthfully, I have a lot going on as well right now. Sorry, my voice sounds funny. It's kind of giving out on me, but I have a lot going on in my life. But I know that even though I have a lot going on, whenever I prioritize myself and make myself a priority, the best me comes out. And I believe that I'm deserving of that, as well as the people around me, and as well as the people that I haven't even met yet. So I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and put on push notifications, since we'll be releasing 2 new YouTube videos per week. That's a promise. I'm going to do it. And so let's just get this journey started. I'm excited to share with you guys. See you in the next video. So just for documentation purposes, in the sense of how I'm looking right now, I did want to record a shirtless video so that way you guys have a visual of where it is that I'm at right now and where it is that I'm going. So this is pretty much how we are looking right now. It is not my best. It definitely is not my worst. Not necessarily something that I'm kind of proud of, to be honest with you. I've been pretty self-conscious about it too. This is surprisingly the lowest that I've weighed in years. I weigh 203 pounds, but as you can tell, my body composition just like isn't really there. I'm holding on to a ton of fat back here, holding on to a ton of fat back here. It's where I store up just a lot of my fat. So truthfully, I just like don't look the best, but I do know within a few weeks, months, my body's gonna start responding properly. Body composition will start to change. It's already started to change this past week, where I'm just visibly leaner. So I'm just excited to really just clean this up, and honestly just get rid of these love handles too, because like they just like piss me off. I do know that I carry like extra fat or skin because of my like big transformation before, but I also know that I've been in really good shape before and I didn't have this, so I'm just excited to get back to it. So that's how I'm looking right now, 203 pounds on March 10th, 2026, and we have until November 30th, 2026 to just blow this out the water. And if anything, I truly am excited to take you guys with me on the journey.